Susan Shine Carlin, Shine On Soul Center. Thanks again for joining me here. And today we're going to do part 2 of Chakra Talk. And so I thought I'd start out, first of all, I have a little company. This is Oscar. Peru's right here, you can't see her. Anyway, let's talk about when your chakras might be blocked and sort of how to figure that out and what to do. So one thing I notice, I'll just talk about my personal experience, and you know, in life we're always learning, and I'm still learning about all this stuff, but I notice I might feel it physically, either like a little bit of a cloudy feeling, maybe even a little bit of pain, just any type of sort of discomfort physically that I feel in those 7 areas that we talked about last week. That's one way I know, like, let's go check in. The other way is the thing that I most wanted to share with you. And I started doing daily meditation, specifically concentrating for a portion of my daily meditation on my 7 chakra areas. And so when I'm focusing on that during meditation, what I do, let me kind of back up the truck here for a sec. So I start with my root chakra and I work my way up. But what I imagine, what I'm envisioning in the meditation is a color, obviously associated with the chakra. So your root chakra would be red. And then I've assigned a flower to that chakra. So I might have a huge red rose and I see that it's spinning. And then I decided to also add what feels good to me, we're all individual, but to add rubies, like a red stone, to that red chakra. And so I have, you know, roses with rubies spinning right to the right. And so and I go through that for each different chakra. I have beautiful stones and matching flowers for each one. And what I realized, what happens with that is over time, as I've meditated daily, the flowers have gotten bigger. And back to knowing that I might have a block or something kind of going on that I need to clear out. When I'm meditating and those chakras are kind of clicking, you know, like not, or a little bit stuck, they don't want to spin, then what I found that's just been mind-blowing here, especially in the last few weeks, is really sticking with that chakra and figuring out what is going on, you know, through meditation. And what I found in doing that and concentrating on it is that it's really been amazing. So I've uncovered a ton of limiting beliefs that are wedged into my subconscious, which we know runs the show. And so what I found is that when I sit with a stuck chakra and work through, you know, something that might be a painful memory that comes up that I didn't even realize was maybe still, you know, nagging me or bothering me or in the back of my mind, and I sit with those feelings and I'm able to release those feelings to the sweet universe of love during meditation. But I honor those feelings, I respect those feelings, and then I release those feelings. And I just take as long as it takes to kind of like, oof, where is this coming from? What's going on? So I'm going to be really super transparent, and I feel like this would help everyone, hopefully. I'm just talking about my personal experience, and it may help women more so than men with one of the stories in particular that I'd like to share with you. So I'll start with my root chakra, something, you know, that relates to prosperity, right? Like we talked about, and being grounded. And I realized, you know, when that one was really kind of gooped up, if you will, that I had some strong limiting beliefs about prosperity and feeling worthy, about making money, which is crazy, right? You know, up here, it's like, yeah, I'm a go-getter, I'm all for it. But back here, what's running the show is, you know, whatever someone said to me maybe when I was 3 that got locked in my subconscious as fact before, I had a filter and could accept, whether a statement was valid or not. But when we're kids, it just all goes in. I think until like the age of 6, we just, everything's a fact that we hear. And so it's kind of crazy what can get lodged back in there. And so what I found in doing this meditation, that you kind of get to pull things out like splinters. And it hurts for a sec, but man, it feels so much better afterwards. So, the root chakra was there, but this one is totally personal. So the sacral chakra, right, has a lot to do with all the va-va-va-boom category, right? The sensuality, sexuality. And I realized, and I feel like this might be true for a lot of women, that I had like body shame. And I had this feeling of feeling like that particular part of my body was maybe kind of a little bit dirty or gross. And this comes really, I think, just, kind of societally, as, the different names that are associated with our body parts or feminine body parts can be pretty derogatory, etc. And so I realized that I really needed to do some cleansing meditation work with how I feel about my entire body and all of its parts, especially the lady parts, and really just, focusing on shining light and healing into feeling whole down there and beautiful and clean and, worthy, etc. So that was hugely transformational to me, and a bunch of healing took place that, again, like I said, I didn't even realize I was carrying around with me at all. Subconscious running the show. And so, the same thing happened within a couple weeks with my solar plexus chakra and my soul keeper. And that's, has a lot to do with your self-worth. And so things came up for me about accepting and receiving abundance, receiving wealth, receiving love. And I thought I was all pretty groovy in those departments to begin with, but it was really, really amazing how much healing and transformation has happened as a result of really just spending even 5 minutes every morning concentrating on the different chakras, moving my way up and ending at the crown, and really being at peace with feeling whatever it might be blocking, and looking at it, honoring it, letting it go. And then what's amazing is when I'm really authentic with myself and doing that, they start spinning so freely. It's like I got, an oil change in my chakras. It's really amazing. So I would encourage you to do that if that sounds appealing to you. And I guess that's, what I have to say about the chakras this week. We can go into more on the chakras later down the road if you'd like. One of my friends recommended a topic for next week, and that was spirit guides and how to get to know your spirit guides. What's the difference between, the guides, etc. How does that all work? So I think that's what we'll concentrate on for next week. And so just wishing you very healthy, lovely times right now, as we have some interesting times going on, just sending lots of love. And I'm also finding in these times of, pretty serious concern that the meditation piece really, really does help help me focus and center. So I'm hoping this is of value to you. And thanks so much for joining me. If you would be so kind, I'd love it if you subscribed and then drop any questions below. Thanks so much. Have a great day.